Does anybody else stress themselves out more than they should? Because I do. And I know I'm not the only one. I am overwhelmed with a lot of things in my life. So it's very easy for me to overcomplicate these things and pretty much do nothing about it because I'm a perfectionist, and that's not a good thing. It's not a really good thing, nor is it really a bad thing per se, but it can leave you feeling complacent. It can leave you feeling like you have to wait for the perfect time to start, or you have to wait for everything to be aligned. The biggest problem with today's society is we are not silly enough. We are way too serious. I am way too serious. I take these problems in my life way too serious. Like, I live in a freaking first world country. Who am I to wait for a perfect time for anything? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I stress myself out to the point where I confuse myself. I confuse myself, I overwhelm myself, and to be honest, I need to just be more silly. I need to take myself less serious, if that makes sense. You know, I believe we take ourselves way too serious. We take ourselves, other people, other problems way too serious. That's my honest opinion. Like, why be so serious? Why think it's life or death to clean the house, go food shopping, doing everything that you need to get done and making sure it's perfect, all done in one day? First of all, the realisticness of that, to actually get that to be real, like, you can't do everything perfect every day. It's just like, we're not robots, we're not robots. So why should we be serious? Why should we be like robot mode? We need to be silly. We need to be so silly. We need to treat these problems, treat these errands as like, find creative ways to solve it. Like, there's not just one way to solve your problems. There's not just one clear-cut way to do anything. Instead of me stressing about my problems, instead of me overcomplicating them, I want to solve them creatively. I want to approach my problems in a different way. Usually, how I approach my problems is I list all of them down. I list every single problem into my journal or my diary, whatever I have, piece of paper in my hand, I'm writing down everything. I'm listing it from most important to least important, what I need to do first, what I need to do tomorrow, all of that, right? That's how you organize your brain. You organize your life. That's where you take it too serious. That's where I take it too serious. I swear. Like, having the schedules, having the calendars, they help. They help. But there's creative ways to solve your problems. I believe there's a beauty in being sporadic. There's beauty in being impulsive. Having impulsive tendencies can be good and bad. But just like being a perfectionist, it's good and bad. You're gonna have your goods that you come with, that the pros that come with it, and then you also get the cons where you overcomplicate your life. So, how do we get more silly? How do we get more creative with our problems? To be honest, just start acting on it. Start acting on it no matter how like overwhelmed you feel. Just start acting. Start acting on it and do something that you normally wouldn't do. Like, for example, if you have a lot to do, like cleaning your house, going food shopping, and also going to the library and returning your book. Okay, you have all those three things to do. In order for you to not overwhelm yourself, do them in the order that fits you. Do them in the order that makes you happy, honestly. So if you don't want to clean your house right now, don't. You don't need to create this sense of pressure, this sense of seriousness. Like, why are you so serious about it? Why does it matter so much? Who's going to tell you what you need to do? That's you. That's your job. No one's the boss of you. You're the boss of yourself. So you get to dictate how you solve your problems and how you approach them. We need to approach our problems with optimism, with enthusiasm, like you're excited to solve it. Not that you're necessarily excited to do it, you're excited to get it done. So being silly is really just incorporating your personality into your solutions. So if you're cleaning your house, blast your music. If you're cleaning, make sure your personality is carried into what you're doing, because that's what's going to make it exciting for you. That's what's going to not stress you out. The stress comes from when you be too serious with yourself. You be too hard on yourself, like you're a robot. You tell yourself, I need to do this, 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 and this, all in order in this day and the next day. That's stressing ourselves out. We are stressing ourselves out. We need to be silly. We need to be so in our personalities that our problems aren't problems. They're just things to do. Like there's a negative notation on the word problem. There's a negative notation on just having to solve something. So I feel like getting it done with your personality, it's everything. Be silly. Be silly about it. We need to stop overwhelming ourselves with this unnecessary stress. It's not real stress, it's in your head. All this stress you feel, all this overwhelmingness, you overcomplicate the simplest of things when you could just blast your music and do it. Make it yours. Don't make it don't let the problem work for you. Don't work for the problem. Working for the problem would be you over analyzing it, you sitting there telling yourself it's too big of a problem, you need to wait, or you just overcomplicate it. So let the problem work for you. And yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.